welcome to a free 30-minute class. So today you'll need a blanket, 2 blocks, and a mat or somewhere to practice where you have some space to move around. Once you have all that, find yourself into an easy seat. Maybe it's heel to heel, maybe it's shin to shin, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we'll get started. So once you arrive on your mat, begin to settle in, feeling your seat connected to the earth. Maybe even begin to close your eyes. Just noticing what's going on in your life currently at this present moment. Begin to feel your seat connected to the earth. Notice if the body is falling forward or back. Allow your hands to come to a nice, comfortable spot on the thighs, maybe allowing the elbows to release at your side. And as you feel your sits bones anchored to the earth, feel that long rise through the back spine. Maybe even envisioning a little string at the crown of the head, helping you lift a little further. And as you do all that, notice if any tension has crept in or is still there. See if you can allow the shoulders and the skin on the face to soften. And if it's uncomfortable to close the eyes, maybe just a soft gaze on the earth here. And begin to notice your breath. Notice how you're breathing without any judgment. Notice what begins to swirl in the mind as you start to notice your breath. And maybe bring in a counting breath, a nice matching counting breath. Maybe you inhale for 2 and exhale for 2. And if the mind is really busy, just give the mind the job of counting the breath. Just another moment here, allowing your mind to stay present with your breath. Good, and maybe setting an intention for your practice today. We'll be transitioning into a new season in a few weeks. A lot of uncertainty still. Maybe it's just allowing ourselves to shed what we knew months ago about ourselves, about what the future is going to hold. Maybe just allow yourself to stay present. Maybe that's the intention, just allowing yourself to be where you are, shedding what's old, being open to whatever's coming through, whatever will be happening in the next few weeks, months, whatever change that is for you. And we allow our body to flow with that change. With that, begin to draw your chin in towards your chest, just noticing if there's any tension in the back of the body, maybe the neck. Again, feeling your sits bones anchored, draw your navel in towards your spine and continue to release the shoulders away from the neck. And maybe just a little swaying of the head from left to right here. You're just noticing. You'll pause through center and begin to draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Softening here, noticing what's going on the left side of the body, especially the neck, into the shoulders. Maybe it feels good to walk the left fingertips out, maybe placing the right hand at the top of the head as you gently press the head down. And again, notice if there's any tension creeping in, can you allow that to soften here? and exhaling. Bring your left hand all the way back to your lap. Release the top of your hand, chin to chest. Again, a little sway from left to right might feel really nice before coming over to the other side. So left ear to left shoulder. If it felt okay on the other side, maybe walk those fingertips out. Left hand to the top of the head as you gently press it down, noticing the difference between the sides. Notice if you can release the tension that may be living in your shoulders or the neck. Good, just another breath here. Good, as you exhale, releasing the hands down, chin to chest, allowing the head to come back up through center. Good, let's take the arms all the way up. Let the gaze follow, this time interlacing the hands. Palms up towards the ceiling. Feel yourself grounded as you draw those shoulders down the back. A little lean over to the right and left just to see how the side body is feeling. Gaze can come up or can stay down, whatever feels comfortable for you. Good, one more time on each side here. Feel your connection to the earth. Continue to allow the thighs to fall forward. Good, coming up, releasing that down. Good, this time arms come all the way up. Gaze follows, exhale, hands to the heart 2 times. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, this time hands come to your upper thigh area. Allow the hands to come in towards your thighs as the heart expands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come towards the knees as you draw the navel in towards the spine here. Just a couple times here, cat-cow seated, allowing the heart to expand. Noticing how the shoulders and the back of the body feel as you come to the seated cat. Last time here. Inhale and exhale. Good, and we're going to transition to hands and knees. So this is where you might want a blanket here. Maybe it's just a little cushion for the knees coming through our first table. Spreading those hands nice and wide like starfish, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, tops of the feet grounded down here, maybe taking a few rounds of traditional cat-cow here. So inhale, softening the belly, allowing the heart to expand forward. Exhale, press the earth away as your navel draws in towards the spine, releasing the crown of the head, pressing the earth away, feeling the back body open. So a few times at your own breath here, inhaling to open the chest. Exhale, navel draws into the spine. Look between your legs, make sure you can't see the tops of your feet. They're hiding behind your thighs. Just a few more just like that. Maybe you bring in that ujjayi breath, that ocean sounding breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Maybe part the lips depending on how you feel. Good, and then from here, knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch, melt your hips towards your heels as you extend arms forward for extended child's pose. Allow your forehead to tap down on something. Maybe you continue to creep your fingertips forward, allowing the hips to melt back so you're getting this nice stretch in the back of the body there and the side body. So remembering that is your resting pose. Anytime you feel tired or you just need a break, child's pose is always available to you. So just 2 more rounds of breath in your child's pose. One more time here, nice big breath in, and exhale draws you back up through table. Again, we're taking thread the needle here. So grounding down through the right hand, begin to peel your left arm up, opening up the heart and chest. Exhale, thread the left arm under the right, allowing the ear and cheek to come down to the earth. Belly draws in. Maybe it feels good to extend right fingertips out here. And notice how that feels on the shoulder. Left palm up towards the ceiling. Just another breath here. Exhale, right hand comes to your face as you come all the way back up through table. Maybe taking a cat-cow in between sides. Again, this time left hand grounds down, right arm comes up, right fingertips up towards the ceiling, threading right under left, allowing right ear and cheek to come down. Maybe the left hand comes forward. Notice how the hips feel here. Are they still square? Right palm facing up towards the ceiling. Notice the difference again between the two sides. And making your way all the way back up. Maybe a cat-cow in between sides here. And then a child's pose, knees as wide as the mat, toes to touch, melting your hips towards your heels. Taking a breath or two here. Good, and then rising up, hands slightly in front of the shoulders, finding our first downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, shift the hips up and back, pedaling out the feet. Begin to walk your dog here. Just noticing how it feels in the back of the legs. You're making an upside down V shape with the body here. Just another breath here. And as you exhale, begin to walk your feet gently, slowly to the top of your mat. Knees bent, first forward fold. Allow your upper body to completely surrender. Inhale to lengthen here. Exhale to fold. 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Flat back. Exhale to fold. Last time, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Your next inhale helps you rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, let's take a flow here. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, dive forward, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees generously. Step your left leg back, then your right plank pose. You have the option of dropping the knees down or taking Chaturanga Dandasana. Remember, you're pressing through your heels here as you bend the elbows at your side for Chaturanga. Maybe it's upward facing dog or low cobra, expanding your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, pedaling out the feet. Walking your toes to meet your hands, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Good, one more time. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. This time, plant the palms, step your right leg back and your left plank pose. Again, you have the option of flowing. If not, child's pose is always an option. Good, making your way through upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dropping the knees down, child's pose. This time, make it a resting child's pose with arms at your side, knees together, melting hips back towards your heels. And breathe. 2 more rounds of breath. Good, finding downward facing dog. Tap the toes, shift the hips up and back, right leg lifts, down dog split, right knee to nose, core plank. Planting your right foot between your hands. This is where your blocks can come in handy if you have them. Good, allow your chest to expand through your shoulders here. Arms come up, high lunge. Notice how this feels for you. Front knee over the ankle. Tailbone down as the belly draws in. Okay, let's take eagle arms here. So right leg forward. Let's bring left on top here. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. And notice how this feels for you. 2 rounds of breath here. Good, one more here. Exhale, unwind the arms. Good, this time interlacing hands behind you, opening up the chest. Good, and from here, arms come back up. Hands tap down to the blocks, begin to straighten that front leg. So you decide here how you want to be. Either back toes stay up or you plant them down for Parsvottanasana. Once you do that, allow your upper body to extend and release. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good, from here, bringing your hands to your waist, coming through full Parsvottanasana here. So you have the options here as well. Right hip comes back, left hip comes forward. Hands can stay where they are, or maybe you hug opposite elbows here. And notice how that feels for you. Remember, right hip back, left hip forward, gaze is soft, belly draws in. Good, one more time. And exhale, let's release that down. Surrender for a moment. Notice your hamstrings here. Blocks to the top of the mat. Softness in the front knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Child's pose. Coming back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Again, notice how the hamstrings feel here. Left leg lifts, down dog split. Left knee to nose, core plank planting, left foot between your hands. Remember, you can use your blocks here. Allow your heart to expand through your chest. Rise up. High lunge. Soften here. Notice how this feels for you. Good, we're coming to eagle arms here, so right on top of left this time. Soften at the shoulders. Again, front knee is bent over that ankle. Just another breath. Exhale, arms all the way up. Good, interlacing the hands behind us, opening up the chest. Good, straightening out that front leg, hands to the waist. Now you decide, do you want those back toes up, or maybe they come down? For this Parsvottanasana, hips are square. Big breath here, exhale. Dive forward, left hip back, right hip forward. Now you decide, do you want your hands clasped behind you, maybe hugging opposite elbows? And breathe. Good, exhale, release that down, softening the front leg. Downward facing dog, pedal it out. Drop your knees down, child's pose. Maybe your hands come right under the forehead to soften and surrender. Good, coming all the way back up, downward facing dog. Right leg up. This time let's bend that leg and open up the hip here. So pressing the earth away, just a breath here. Right knee to nose, planting the foot between your hands, rising up, opening up, warrior two. So front knee over the ankle, gaze over that right middle finger, look behind you, make sure that those fingertips are extending forward. Let's flip the palms here. Exhale, palm stretch. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, palm stretch. Inhale, warrior two. One more. Good, pausing here. Reverse that warrior. Good, warrior two. Good, relax. Your arms at your side. Toes point towards me. Hinge at the hips, wide forward fold. Allow your upper body to completely surrender. Just a breath or two here. Softness at the knees. Hands to your waist. Press yourself all the way back up, warrior two. Cartwheel the hands all the way back down. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Left leg lifts, opening up the hip here, belly draws in. Left knee to nose, core plank, planting the foot between your hands, rising up. Good, so you're gonna open up. I'm gonna mirror you. So here we go, warrior two. So again, flipping the palms, big breath in, exhale, palms touch as you straighten that front leg. One more. Good, pausing here, reverse that warrior. Good, warrior two, straightening that front leg. Again, wide forward fold. Hinge at the hips and release yourself completely to the earth. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. From here, let's soften the knees and begin to walk ourselves over to the left, maybe coming up on the right heel. So a couple times back and forth, getting inside to the inner groin. Good. Last time. Good, coming through that wide forward fold, surrender. Walking yourself to the top of the mat, step back, downward facing dog. So you could take a flow here, come forward through plank, chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then taking a break, knees down, child's pose. Couple of moments here, deep breaths in and out, noticing the energy. Noticing the tension melt down towards the earth, out of the body. Good, let's make our way all the way back through a seated posture. You can take your blanket if you need it. And just extending legs forward, removing that fleshy part of your bottom, arms come up, exhale, hinge at the hips. For seated forward fold. Hands can come wherever they land. They do not have to touch your toes. Allow your heart to come through your chest. Last time. Good, come all the way up. Hands behind you. And let's reverse our plank here. So pressing into the earth, into your heels as you lift the hips up. Opening up the chest. Exhale, back down. Arms all the way back up. Exhale. Reach for your feet. Good, big breath here. Exhale, come all the way back. Soles of the feet to touch in Baddha Konasana here. Heels a little closer to your groin. Begin to walk yourself forward. Hinge at the hips. It's nice to have a block here if that's feasible for you. If not, it's okay. You can stay just the way that feels comfortable for you, allowing your back not to round forward, but allowing the heart to draw forward, and maybe your forehead comes to a block. Another breath here. And exhale, walk yourself all the way back up. Help your legs come back through center. Give them a little windshield from left to right. Good, and let's come onto our backs. So you can move your blocks out of your way. If you want to open up your blanket, feel free to do that. And allow yourself to come onto your back, drawing your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug here. Soles of the feet down onto the earth, right ankle to the top of the left thigh, pressing the right thigh away. And notice how that feels for you on the outer right hip. If you feel nothing, let's begin to draw that left knee into the chest, allowing your right arm to press the right thigh away. And notice if this is where you feel the stretch on the outer right hip. Good, just another breath here for supine pigeon. And then gently bring that leg down, unravel the legs, and let's do the other side. Left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Maybe it's just gently pressing that left thigh away. Maybe it's right knee into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug here. So drawing right knee in, allowing your left arm to press the left thigh away. Notice the stretch on the left outer thigh into the glutes. Good, just another breath. Unravel the legs, draw your knees into your chest. A little rocking from left to right, maybe even circling the knees here. Giving yourself a massage in the low back area. And let's take it to a twist, arms either into cactus or T, depending on how much space you have. Knees draw in, allow the legs to fall to the right. Maybe gaze is towards the left. Just another breath here. Allow your next exhale to help draw the legs back up through center. Maybe draw them in to realign the low back. A little shake from left to right. Knees in again. This time arms open up. Legs fall to the left. Gaze over to the right. Supine twist. Good, drawing your knees back in through center. Give yourself a nice big hug. Maybe a happy baby here, drawing your knees in towards your armpit or the outside of your arms as your hands clasp your ankles or the outside of your feet and rock from left to right. Knees come back in. Come over to your right or left side. Help yourself all the way back up. So either you can prep yourself up for Shavasana at this point. I'm going to offer a supported fish pose. So it's always nice to open up the chest a little bit more. So you do need 2 blocks or 2 really big books. The first block's going to be at a medium height. The second one at a lower height. The second one's going to come right under the shoulder blades. You'll have to play with it once you get there. So allow yourself to come onto your backs, feeling where that block meets right beneath the shoulder blades. And you'll allow your chest to open here. You may have to play with that top block, and you may want it a little bit higher depending on how your body feels. So if the low back is talking to you and it doesn't feel as great, the knees knocking into one another might feel really nice. So this might be a really nice place to soften and surrender for the last few minutes of your practice. If the low back is feeling really nice and you want a little more of an opening, it's nice to extend the legs out. And let the legs fall. So wherever you are, just take the next few moments to soften the body, whether it is onto the earth or the blocks here for supported fish pose. If you are in supported fish pose, can you soften your throat and jaw? And that's for Shavasana as well, allowing the arms to come out to the side, palms up, maybe fingers curling in. Take a few moments here to soften and notice how the body feels after the practice. Notice if you can soften and surrender to whatever is at this current time, this present moment. Can you allow your breath to tether you here, to allow you to soften and be with whatever is here? You are welcome to stay exactly where you are. If you would like to come out of this with me and you are in supported fish, begin to draw a deep breath in. And to exhale, begin to allow the soles of the feet to ground back down to the earth. A couple different ways of coming out of it, either coming over to your right side, pausing there for a moment, or maybe even removing the blocks and coming down onto your back. If not, grounding your hands down, drawing your chin into your chest. Navel draws in. Help yourself come all the way up. Good. Finding yourself either in a seat or lying on your back. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Closing the eyes, maybe hands come to heart center, whether you're seated or lying down. Thanking your body for what it could do for you. Namaste.